Hey, Joseph GQ, your crypto guru here, and we are getting ready to dive deep, 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 deep. Okay, listen. Now, first thing I want to tell you is that you want to really, really pay attention to this video that I'm doing right now. I know it's Facebook Live, and those of you who are on Facebook Live right now, we're going to wait a couple minutes for everybody to come on in the room. I hope this is going to be beneficial for everybody that's watching, because I will tell you right now that when I first got into my crypto journey, I had no idea of what I'm getting ready to share with you guys right now. First thing I want you to do is have a seat. Prepare to write some stuff down, type some stuff down. You may even have to come back to this video, rewind it, and write it down, type it down again. It's okay. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is getting ready to go on the YouTube channel. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Candace. This is going to go on the YouTube channel. I actually have decided that I'm going to be doing Facebook Lives and then putting them on the YouTube channel, in addition to the videos that I'm putting on the YouTube channel. Now, what is the YouTube channel? This is the YouTube channel. The goal is to explain this stuff to you so simply, so easily, and so doable that a 2-year-old can understand it. We're talking cryptocurrency. We're talking blockchain technology. We're talking smart contracts. We're talking Internet of Things. We're talking about all that stuff. And if you're just stuck on Bitcoin, you really, really, really want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm breaking it all down. Bitcoin is just like that much of the equation. There's so much more to it. And I'm going to be breaking this down so simply, so easily, and so doable that a 2-year-old can understand it. Now, I'm going to be doing a webinar. It's going to be a masterclass webinar, and it's going to be explaining a lot of this stuff on how you can get into buying, selling, and trading cryptocurrencies. But the YouTube channel is going to be dealing with a lot more specifics. It's going to be dealing with, once you're in the crypto community, there is a lot more to it, and I'm going to be diving in deep with that stuff. You do want to email me, email my email address at blockstaracademy@gmail.com. I'll put you on the mailing list, and it will notify you of when the webinar is, when we do events, so on and so forth. But most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I can't say this enough. I post every day, sometimes multiple times a day, and we are connecting the dots over here, okay? That's what we're doing on the YouTube channel for Blockstar Academy. We are connecting the dots. And if you haven't seen any of the YouTube videos that I've done so far, subscribe, start from the beginning. I've only had the channel up for a couple of days, so you haven't missed too much. But you do want to subscribe. And you also want to get the notifications of when I do new content, so that you'll be up to date, because some of the things that I do videos on are real current. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit that button. Now, as far as the Facebook Lives are concerned, I think there's a way that you can see when I'm on live. You're going to want to do that too, because as you see, it's about to go down. All right. Now, what's going on, Rashawn? Hey, check this out. We getting ready to dive in to the glossary of cryptocurrency terms. Now, I know some of you are thinking, there's a glossary of, yes, there is a glossary of cryptocurrency terms. Yes, we connecting these dots, Rob. We connecting them. There is a serious glossary of terms for cryptocurrency, blockchain, all that stuff. And we're going to dive into all of that, okay? Because it's important that you understand the terminology so that you can understand the technology. So because there are a lot of terms, and because this, hey Lydia, because there are a lot of terms, and because this may end up being a lengthy video if I'm not careful, primarily because I like to talk, let's dive right into it. Here we go. We're going to get into it right now. You ready? 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 Here we go. The first term. The first term that you want to get into your head. It's a very important term. Exchange. Now I know what you're thinking. Why didn't I start with cryptocurrency? Because cryptocurrency is an easy one. It's digital currency. Of course, there's levels to cryptocurrency, and we'll get into that on this list. But we want to start with exchange because that is where you actually go to buy, sell, and trade your cryptocurrencies. And these are websites. You have exchanges like Coinbase, GDAX, Cryptopia, Bittrex, Binance. There are tons of them. And there are some other ones that are, I wouldn't go to them. But if you're in America, these are tried, true, and trusted that you can pretty much navigate no problem. Now, if you live outside of the US, there's some other exchanges that are non-US exchanges that you can probably do some research and find out. I will just tell you, I haven't done a whole lot of research on it, primarily because I deal in USD. So the ones that are most important to me are the ones that are USD. Not to mention, there are so many other countries that you could spend weeks researching the other exchanges. So there's that. Okay, now speaking of USD, here's the next term. Ready? Fiat. F-I-A-T. Not the car. Not the car. Fiat is government issued currency like the US dollar. Okay, now here's the term. What's going on, KJ? Here's a term that some people that are buying, selling, and trading US cryptocurrencies don't really understand. It's called a whale. Here's how whales work. Whales, look at a whale like this. Whales are the biggest animals that we know of anyway in the ocean. Whales basically are the ocean version of the king of the jungle, in the sense that nobody's messing with whales except us because we're stupid, but that's a whole nother conversation. In cryptocurrency, a whale is someone with an absurd amount of cryptocurrency. So whales can be individuals, whales can be groups. And what whales do is they can actually influence the buying and selling of the market. There's a wall that is put up, a buy wall and a sell wall, and we'll get into that. And what happens is the whales can essentially push the walls or build up walls and break them down. And what that does is that literally will raise or drop the price of the currency in question by a considerable amount. It just depends on what the whales are doing. So a whale is someone with an absurd amount of cryptocurrency, whether it's a person or a group of people. And a lot of times whales run in packs, literally, and in cryptocurrency and in stocks. So it could very well be that you have a pack of whales that are influencing. Now, another term is limit order, limit buy, limit sell. And what that is orders placed by traders to buy or sell a cryptocurrency when the price meets a certain amount. In other words, say you have 1,000 coins and the price of that coin is $1. You might want to put in a limit order to where you don't buy above $1.50 because maybe that's too high. You don't want to sell it below 50 cents because maybe that's too low. So you can put in buy orders, sell orders. These are things that allow you to control your loss if there is a loss. The next term is sell wall, buy wall. And that goes back to what we were talking about with the whales. There are walls. And look, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I actually dropped the link. So subscribe to the YouTube channel because we're going to be going over this stuff. Some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing on Facebook Live, I can just do it like this. There are some videos that I'm going to need to show you my screen, so on and so forth. So you'll have to actually subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can see those videos. And I'm going to show you on an exchange a buy wall and a sell wall. And if you've already seen it, then there you go. But you may not exactly know how to navigate those walls. So I'm going to be teaching that as well. A sell wall and a buy wall uses what's called a depth chart. And that allows you to see where people are placing their orders for buying and their orders for selling. And it allows you to also see how many people are buying or selling at that amount. And it allows you the opportunity to control when and where and how you buy, sell, and trade your cryptocurrencies, which is very important because you don't want to do this blindly. You want to have a very good idea. And this is mainly if you're day trading. But even if you're not, even if you're going to hold for a while and then sell, you definitely want to make sure that you can understand the buy wall and the sell wall because it will determine the fluctuations in the market. You also have, as another term, market order, market buy, and market sell. And that's a simple purchase or a sell on the exchange at the current price. Pretty simple. So whatever the current price is, say you have 1,000 of a cryptocurrency and the market price is $1. Your market order, your buy order, and your sell order is going to be $1 if that's what you so choose it to be. So margin trading, some people have no idea what margin trading actually is, and some people trade in the margins. Here's what margin trading is. It's the act of magnifying the intensity of your trades by risking your existing coins. Now, it's very, very risky, okay? And I would not recommend doing this if you're not an expert or if you're not experienced at it. But essentially, you can make a lot of money doing margin trading, which is day trading. Essentially, what you do is you use tools to predict when the price is going to peak and when it's going to go lower, and you buy and sell based on that. Now, there's a term called going long. What's going on, Will? What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Lawrence? There's a term called going long, and it's a margin trade that profits if the price increases. So what you would do is there's a phrase called buy low and sell high. Say you go long. What you're going to do is if it starts at 50 cents, you'll just hold it. And you'll hold it. And you'll hold it. When it goes to $1, you'll hold it. When it goes to $2, you'll hold it. It's like, think of like a football analogy, and you're the quarterback and you're waiting for the receiver. You tell the receiver go long. You're waiting for the receiver to get to 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards, 70 yards, 80 yards, and then you throw the ball. That's going long. So you're going to wait until it gets to $2, $3, $4, $5, $12, and then you want to sell it. Again, there's risk involved with that. You got to really be able to read these charts and read the market. Then there's going short, which is a margin trade that profits if it decreases. Think about that one. So think about it like this. You have a cryptocurrency, you have 1,000 of it. You bought it at $1. Then the price dips to 50 cents. You're going to buy a lot of it. At least you should, because you're not scared. So you're going to buy a lot of it. And then it's going to go back up a little bit. What you bought if you bought it at 50 cents, say you bought 100 at 50 cents, goes up to 75 cents. Right there, that 100 that you bought made a profit. Winning. Winning. There are hey Lisa, there are two terms that are used more often than not in the same sentence: bullish and bearish. Bullish is an expectation that the price is going to increase. So if the market is bullish, it's most likely pulling one of these moves right here. If it's bearish, it's most likely pulling one of these, or it's on. You can almost see on the curve. You can almost see on the curve where it's going to start to come down and become bearish. Same with the bullish. You can almost see on the curve where it's getting ready to start creeping back. See right there? It's getting ready to start creeping back up right there. That's bullish. It's important that you understand those two terms because that's how you're able to predict trends in the market. Then you have a term called ATH, which is all-time high. That is essentially what happens when you peak past where you've peaked before. So I always say that the market does like this. It does like this, right? So here it's at an all-time high. Say it dips and it comes back. Now it's past that last all-time high. It's at another all-time high. Those are great trends. An altcoin generally is any cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin or Ethereum. Those two are what other coins, the altcoins, are built upon. Now, all of these cryptocurrencies take advantage of what's called the blockchain technology. Most people don't know that I won't say most people don't know. Quite a few people don't know that Bitcoin is actually based on blockchain technology, but it is its own blockchain, and so is Ethereum. And there are coins that are built on that particular blockchain, whether it's the Bitcoin blockchain or the Ethereum blockchain. So what that means is every time Bitcoin goes up or down, so do the values of the altcoins that it's built upon, and same with Ethereum. Now, of course, these altcoins go up and down on their own. They have their own set of ebbs and flows. But if Bitcoin or Ethereum ever do go down, they're going down with it. And then when it goes back up, they're going up with it. Now, tokens. Tokens are completely different from coins in the sense that tokens are proprietary. And I liken this to an arcade analogy. You go to an arcade, say Chuck E. Cheese, and you put $1 in the machine, it gives you Chuck E. Cheese tokens. You can only use those at Chuck E. Cheese. It even says Chuck E. Cheese on the little token. That is a token. It's the same concept with think of some of the games, the online games that you might play, or the games on your cell phone. There's a pool game that a lot of us play. That pool game has tokens. That is the exact same thing. Now, are those tokens traded on the cryptocurrency market? Probably not, but they could be. And if they were, then that would be an exact concept of what tokens are and their function. They are proprietary. You can use those tokens with the company that launches them, but those tokens are not coins. Coins can be used interchangeably. Coins can be essentially used in conjunction with or exchanged back and forth between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, so on and so forth. And you're able to use them for more than just the purpose that company created it for. But an example, there are some tokens that are being created for companies that deal in specific industries. So like Potcoin, you can use Potcoin tokens at certain dispensaries, but you can't use Potcoin tokens in the gas station. So there's an example of that. All right. Now, what is an ICO? You've probably heard that term. An ICO is an initial coin offering. It's the cryptocurrency version of an IPO. It's something that gets launched on the cryptocurrency exchanges, and it's in its infancy stage. So it's really cheap, really cheap. Okay. There are ICOs that have shot up. There are ICOs that kind of flatline and then shoot up. There are ICOs that have not actually been on the exchange yet. There are ICOs that shoot up and then they come right back down. There are ICOs that tank. There are all types of ICOs, but that's what an ICO is. Now, again, you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel because I actually am doing reviews on certain ICOs that I think have a great possibility of being around for a long time. And it's important that you understand the criteria for picking an ICO. And I've pretty much gotten it down. So again, subscribe to the YouTube channel because I'm breaking all this stuff down so simply and so easily that a 2-year-old can understand it. Even if you go back and rewind this video up to this point, the things that I'm breaking down to you, they're simple. You can understand them. And that's the whole goal. It's important that we educate ourselves and we educate each other, because this cryptocurrency blockchain space that we're in right now is the new gold. It's the gold rush right now. It's the new frontier. And it's important that you arm yourself with knowledge, because there are people out here making a lot of money. And all the people that are making money are not necessarily already rich. Let that marinate. All right. We connecting dots. All right, let's get it. Shilling and pumping. These are two things that you definitely want to familiarize yourself with. Okay. So someone essentially advertising another cryptocurrency. That's essentially what you want to think about it like this. Let me give you a great example. Got you. If a coin promised to cure cancer or be the second coming of Jesus, that's shilling. You're making promises on the value of, or the proposed value of the impending coin, or what it will do potentially. It's not so much that you're going to fulfill that promise, but just in making the promise alone, it will make people interested, and it may make people buy. It's almost like a campaign promise. Some campaign promises actually happen, and some campaign promises you never hear about again. Shilling, pumping, same thing. All right. So you have what's called a stable coin, and that's something that has an extremely low volatility, and it can be used to trade against the overall market. In other words, Bitcoin has it's volatile, but it has less volatility than some of these ICOs. Some of the ICOs that are coming in are extremely volatile. As a matter of fact, some of the other coins that have been around for a while are extremely volatile as well. And you see a lot of this going on. I was just looking at a coin the other day that from the time it came on the market to now, it's literally doing like this the entire time that it's been on the market. That is not a stable coin. Not a stable coin. Okay. Here's a term that I am 100% sure that a lot of people have either heard and don't know what it is, or they've not heard of it at all. Here it is. It's called arbitrage. Arbitrage is taking advantage of the difference in price of the same commodity in two different exchanges. So check this out. And mind you, there's levels to this, all right? You really can lose your shirt doing this, or you really can make a lot of money doing this. Say you have a Bitcoin, since that's what everybody's familiar with. Say you have one Bitcoin, which is now worth, I don't know, $15,000. Say in US dollars, it's worth $15,000. But in euros, it's worth $18,000. When you do arbitrage, you are essentially going to buy Bitcoin in US dollars and sell it in euros. Does that make sense? You're making the $3,000 difference just off of that. Now, there's ins and outs to it, and there's levels to all of that. So what you don't want to do is just start doing that stuff because it sounds good. You want to do your research. There are actually a lot of levels to that. And if I'm not mistaken, you actually need a lot of money to do it. Hold on one second. I'm going to grab this power cord so we don't lose power, because losing power is a loss of power, generally. Okay. Let's see. Pow. Okay, here we go. Pow. All right, so where were we? We were connecting dots. That's where we were. Here we go. FOMO. If you're in any type of, Lisa says, you clearly know your stuff. I'll find you on YouTube. Merry Christmas. Thanks, Lisa. You have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. And yes, subscribe, hit that bell that gives you the option to see the notifications when I do post new content, because again, I'll be posting it quite a bit. All right, here we go. FOMO. If you've ever been in any of the forums, okay, so now this may not necessarily be a newbie thing. If you've ever been in any of the forums, you may, or if you've seen other people's YouTube channels, you may have heard someone say FOMO. You know what FOMO is? You might not know what it is, but you know what it is. It's the reason why we're having this conversation at all. It's the reason why you are interested in cryptocurrency. Fear of missing out. FOMO. F-O-M-O. Fear of missing out. And guess what? That's real. First of all, you suffer from FOMO because everyone says, oh, I'm making all this money on Bitcoin. Oh, I'm making all this money on cryptocurrency. So you find yourself suffering from FOMO just based on that. But now once you get into cryptocurrency, oh, it gets worse. FOMO is real. Tell me this. What would you think if you heard someone mention a currency and you kind of, shrugged it off? It was worth fractions of a penny. And then 2 days later, it's worth $1.50. That would make you cringe, right? Because you shrugged off what could have potentially been a serious payday. That's FOMO. You don't want, okay, now I'm gonna get technical with you. What you don't want to do is operate in FOMO. You want to allow your FOMO, Hey, Ashley, you want to allow your FOMO, your fear of missing out, you want to allow that to propel you into a research phase, a very educational phase. You want to learn as much as you can about whatever it is that you think you're fearing of missing out on. And then you want to make an informed, intelligent decision. Simple. Fear of missing out is a great thing if you know how to use it. But don't make decisions based on it, because you're not going to miss out. You can't miss out. You're in, especially if you're on this journey with us, with me. So you definitely want to be aware of what fear of missing out is and make sure that you're not led by it, but make sure that it propels you forward. Another term, FUD. F-U-D. And we're not talking about Elmer's last name. I know. It was like, I had to do it. I know it was corny, but I had to do it. Here we go. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FUD. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. F-U-D. It's important that you understand what FUD is, because believe it or not, FUD and FOMO, they kind of run together. So your fear of missing out, you're uncertain about whether or not it's a good idea, but you definitely are fearful of not making a decision or not moving, but you have some doubt, a little bit skeptical. That's normal. That is actually normal. But guess what? It's all baseless. It's baseless negativity. It's baseless. And all it does is it will do one of two things. Now I'm going to give you practical. I'm going to give you what it'll do in your life, and then I'm going to give you what it'll do in the market. In your life, it'll cause you to be stagnant, right? But think about, if I have fear of missing out, you have fear of missing out, 1 million people have fear of missing out. Guess what happens? Everybody's buying. So now the price skyrockets because everybody's afraid of missing out. Conversely, if we have FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, now we're like, I don't know, we're a little hesitant. Maybe I'll wait. But then everybody does it. Everybody waits. Everybody just sits there and does nothing. Guess what happens? The price will skyrocket, or I'm sorry, it will plummet. It'll plummet because people are afraid, so they're not actually buying. They're just sitting there. And sometimes fear, uncertainty, and doubt, most times fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, is the reason why people panic. Remember in the other video, I was telling people don't panic? People were panic selling because of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So there you go. And you don't want to be a FUDster. That's the next term. And it's an actual term. FUDster essentially is someone who spreads fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And you'll see a lot of those people as soon as the market drops. Oh, Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin is dead. As a matter of fact, I've seen quite a few Bitcoin advocates who, once the market dropped, oh, Bitcoin is dead. Bitcoin is dead. That's a FUDster. You don't want to be a FUDster, because as soon as it goes back up, you're going to have to eat your words. Now, let's talk about the next term. Oh, and by the way, there are a lot of terms, and I'm probably going to end up I'm going to break this up into several videos. We're going to do this is going to be part 1, and I'm going to do a part 2, 3, however many parts it takes to get through the full list. But this list will actually stop at pump and dump, which is the one we're getting ready to do now, because I don't want this video to be too long. All right, so a pump and dump is something that you're going to hear that term a lot. It's something that happens a lot. Believe it or not, people who pump and dump, or coins that get pumped and dumped, a lot of times, stop thinking that, all right? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Because I thought it too, but stop it. All right. So if a coin gets pumped in, stop it. You're making me laugh for no reason, but a good reason, but stop it. If a coin gets pumped and dumped, what it's doing is it is essentially the price is being hiked up, and then there's just this big drop. The pump is it gets hiked up, the cost goes up, and then it just gets dropped. That's the dump. And what you'll understand about pump and dumps is that it happens a lot. It happens a lot. It's the recurring cycle of an altcoin that is getting tons of attention. And that leads to the increase. Again, fear of missing out. But guess what? Sometimes, watch this. Here we go. Let's connect the dots now. You ready to connect these dots? Sometimes the pump and dumps happen because the whales are the ones doing it. So you have whales that are pumping and dumping. And when the whales are pumping, people have fear of missing out. Wait a minute, let's go back even further. You ready? Here we go. Let's connect these dots. This is, believe it or not, this is why I do what I'm doing right now. I want us to connect the dots. That's how we end up in a space where we can make intelligent and informed decisions. It's not just by knowing these terms. It's understanding how to connect the dots. Now, watch how I do a callback of a lot of these different terms that we just went through to bring it all together. You ready? Okay. Here we go. If you're going long, you're not, hey Randy, if you're going long, you're not day trading. Think about these terms. If you're, and when I hit a term, I'm gonna do like this. If you're going long, you're not day trading. But you may find yourself having limit orders for buying and selling because the market order or the market buy may not be to your liking. So if you're not going to margin trade, you may possibly be going long. But even if you're going short, or if you're going long, there are whales in the water, and those whales can and will cause the market to become bullish and or bearish. There are times when you will see these coins reach an all-time high. More often than not, you're going to see these whales affecting these ICOs, and they will be shilling and pumping. It will cause a coin to go from being a stable coin to a more fluctuating coin. That allows for people to engage in arbitrage. Now, whether you're engaging in that or not, you can either be a recipient of or a proponent of FOMO and or FUD, but you don't want to be a FUDster. Now, these whales can cause the bearish or bullish trends in the market based on the fact that they are pumping and dumping. And if you're not familiar with everything that I just explained to you, which by now you are, you can go into this blindly and find yourself losing a lot of fiat on the exchange. So what you want to do is you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey, Peter, you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I put the link there. You want to email me and get on the mailing list. I'm going to do the most comprehensive webinar masterclass that you've seen on the subject. You will be able to buy, sell, and trade at the end of this webinar, hands down. But most importantly, you do want to subscribe to the mailing list, and you do want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I'm dropping jewels every day on this. You don't have to wait for the webinar. You do want to come to the webinar. I'm working on the webinar, and you're going to love the webinar, but I'm dropping jewels every day. So you want to subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your wife, tell your kids. If you don't know that reference, it's okay. So anyway, do we have any questions? If so, leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment, ask questions, and most importantly, go be great. I love you all.